It's fair to say no one would argue that these were the prime conditions for a state invitational, but the 2020 cross-country invite still went off pretty well here at Rebecca Farm in Kalispell. Obviously, with the snow, the wind, a bone-chilling wind, weren't going to be a lot of course records or class records, at least in terms of the individual times. But when it came to some of those team races, still some pretty impressive marks and results, including a new consecutive championships record in Class C boys.
Last year's Manhattan Christian boys team impressed with a state C record 8 points, but one could argue this weekend was even better. That's because the Eagles placed 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Only 3 of those even count for the team score, which by the way was 9, and they won a record-setting 5th consecutive Class C boys championship.
It's incredible. Like, starting where we did in 8th grade, I had no idea we could go this far. And even as far as I've gone, like, I'm just so impressed with the team and just the program in general, and our girls too. Like, it's unreal. Yeah, I don't know what to say, but yeah, there's our trophy.
Doubling the fun, Christian's girls had 3 All-Staters and winning that team championship as well, by a single point over last year's titleist, Sealy Swan.
We knew going into it was going to be a battle, but I think we wanted to just focus on what we could do. And knowing that it was going to be this cold, we knew we had to focus on just staying warm. And so on the way up, we just made sure we were getting warm and stuff. But yeah, we didn't really want to be cocky about it. We just wanted to put it on God and have Him help us through it.
Manhattan Christian wasn't the only twofer on the weekend. Hamilton High swept the individual titles in Class A, plus the boys took home the team championship. Bronc runners don't have to look far when giving the credit. Just ask 2-time State A girls champ BRYNNLI Poulsen about Coach Mark Albert's impact on the program.
That relationship kind of started off a little rocky when I was a freshman and thought I knew everything. But we've really grown close and grown to trust each other, and we really work with each other, and I don't know if I'm ever going to have a coach as good as him.
Coach Albert, such an amazing leader. He's taught me a lot about leadership, probably more than that even than running. Everything goes out to Coach, like it's due to him.
And they say all good things come to an end, and sometimes it happens with a little superstition. Bozeman's boys had won 12 straight State AA team titles, so of course it would be number 13 that messes things up. Sterling Marshall Pride won the medalist honor for the Hawks, but it was Tanner Klumpf and Missoula Sentinel stopping the Hawks streak short of a baker's dozen.
Just lost our 12-year streak, which is a little bit of a bummer, but overall we all tried our best. Like, what happened. We can't really do anything about it now, but I'm just really proud of everybody. Like, we all tried as hard as we could. Can't ask for anything more than that.
And that wasn't the only streak snapped over the weekend. Hardin's girls were winners of 4 consecutive Class A team titles. Eastern A rival LAUREL put a stop to that. 4 all-state finishes, 5 runners in the top 20, and the Locos are now on top of the league.
It was pretty exciting. I redeemed myself from last year, so I was just so happy to get all-state and just help out my team this year. It feels so amazing as a senior to be a state champ. It's just so exciting, and especially for like my other senior, it's just so exciting, and our whole team just did amazing, and I can't wait to look back on it.
And finally, while it may have been difficult to see in the moment, much of that due to the conditions, of course, a lot of these athletes, the pride factor, the smiles, the pure joy, after all that hard work, paying off at the finish line.
I came across and I immediately looked for my team because those are my support, and I see Bailey come across, and then right away I see Sarah come across, and we wait like 10 more seconds, I see Justine come across, and I'm like, we might have just done it.
I don't think they really played a factor in mentally how I ran. Maybe physically it might have slowed me down slightly, but overall I didn't feel it being too cold or anything. It felt good. It felt like a state race, and I think I was just more focused on it's a state race. I have to run my best than what's going on around. It was a good feeling to win.
Yeah, I took the lead for a little while. Thought I was going to take it all the way. He's a strong kid. He came out and he started getting in front of me again. Kind of this back stretch. Really raced him. She was tough to beat. He's a good competitor.
Even when you're talking, you can't help but smile.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
That gives us a lot of momentum going into next year. I mean, this year we have a lot of new girls coming out too, and so this is their first year. And so then with the first place title this year, and those guys are just going to get better next year, so it does give us a lot of momentum going into next year.
Work as hard as I possibly can. Don't try to do anything special, just work hard and run as fast as you can. But all in all, a medal doesn't really matter. It just crumbles into dust. First place, nobody will remember this in a while, but it's so much fun to be here. It's just so much fun to run and use the gift God gave me.
I'm actually really happy with how the rest of my team did. We've sacrificed and worked so hard, and so they deserve, we were gonna try to go 1, 2, 3. It was really funny at practice one time. Abby asked our coach, he was like, has anyone ever gone 1, 2, 3? And we're like, we could do that. And so I'm really proud of Abby because her plan was to just stay with me, and she definitely did, and I think she did fantastic. And then Sage, I think her foot was kind of hurting, so I think that kind of had a factor of her slowing down, but I think she could have got her. It was a good day.
So 2 down and 3 to go. Fall sports continuing to wind down. Golf, cross country now in the books. Soccer, volleyball, football. You're up next. Reporting at Rebecca Farm for the final time this weekend. Richie Melby, MTN Sports.